Hello, everyone. My name is Tom Nanci. I am the president of VIP Integrated Payments. What we're going to be covering today is the integration inside Acumatica. Um, so, kind of what VIP Integrated Payments does, we're a leading independent facilitator of integrated payment solutions. So, we offer a multi-platform model within Acumatica. So, we're not tied to one specific solution. So what we try to do is find the best solution for you, depending on feature, functionality, what you have, what you're using, what you want to use, and where you see yourself in the future. Um, so that kind of goes into finding the end-to-end solution for you. We've been in the business for over 25 years and have a diversified network of partners and alliances to again help find the best solution for you. Um, when you think about VIP integrated payments, think of us as your go-to consultant for payments. Um, we're really just an extension of your business and have your best interests in mind as well. All of our team members are ETA certified payments professionals, so we have to um, sign a code of ethics as well as pass a certification program to show that we operate in a professional manner. Um, and again, all of our support is 24/7, 365. So our support is the leading foundation of VIP. So any question is a good question, and we support that again 24/7. So we want to make sure that you have 100% all the time, and that there's no downtime or anything like that with any solution that's provided. Um, so in doing so, we provide all of our contact information. So all of our support is U.S. based. Um, and the numbers that you see listed here as well is all of our cell phone numbers as well as our support phone number. So if you ever have any questions, feel free to call us, email us, text us, even write a letter. Just let us know that you need assistance, and we're here to support you any way and every way. And then, so what I'm going to do right now is transition the live demo over to Mike Fields. He will be demoing the solution inside Acumatica. So feel free to use the chat session, and I'll be monitoring that and helping to answer questions and projecting that to Mike as well. So.
Okay, hello everybody. Let's go ahead and get started with the demo.
And I think you have to click on the share screen.
Yeah.
On the Chrome web browser, on the acuCONNECT Chrome browser.
There we go. All right.
And if that button pops up again, you can just hit hide. But it looks like it's gone now, so you're fine.
Okay. So, hello everybody. My name is Mike Fields. I'm the Director of Support with VIP Integrated Payments. Today, what we're going to do a demo of Acumatica. We're going to go through some a sales order process, and we're also going to go through a neat function called Quick Invoice. You know, if there are any questions, please let me know, and let's go ahead and get started. So with Acumatica, you can store credit card information through the customer window. So once you store a credit card, you could use that instead of manually typing everything in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at the sales order screen. I'm going to add a new sales order. And then I'm going to go ahead and add some items down here at the bottom. So once we do this, I'm going to go ahead and click on save so we can save this sales order. Now, a couple of things that I want to point out. One, over here on the right, you have your create quick invoice. So basically what this does is this takes the sales order and converts it into a PDF, and you are able to actually send it to any email address that you that you want. Most likely it's going to be the customer address. And then the customer would get that email and would be able to pay it online. And basically the way that you would do that is you would click the create invoice. Create quick invoice. You have the options here, and then you simply type in the customer email from here. And then you can put your own due date on it. And then once you hit OK, it's actually going to go ahead and it's actually going to send to your customer. So I've already done that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click cancel. I'm going to go to my email and I'm going to pull up that email. Okay. So when we look at this, this is kind of what it's going to look like. This can be customized in any way that you need to do it. Okay, you can put your logo on it. You can put static information on it and things of that nature. The customer does have two ways to actually process. They can do the Pay Now button, or they can click on the link next to View and Pay Your Bill Online. Ultimately, it's going to transfer you to the same place. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on the Pay Now, and it's going to open up a link, and it's really going to give you all of the information that's on the invoice. So you see your invoice date, you see your balance due, the due date, you see all of your products and services. Over on the right side is all of your transactional information. And just beware that the customer is now doing this instead of you as the merchant. Okay, so it kind of takes the onus of processing credit cards off of you and puts it back onto the customer. Okay.
Hey, Michael, we're not seeing the invoice on our end. I just want to make sure if you're trying to share that it's not what's your screen showing. It's still showing Acumatica.
Okay. Well, let's see.
You can try to stop sharing and then reshare potentially the screen you're trying to show.
Okay. There we go. How's that?
That's much better.
Okay. I'm sorry about that, everybody. So once again, this is the invoice that the customer would see. You have all of your information over on the right as far as your product information, your invoice due date, the balance due, and the date. Over on the right, like I said, is all your transactional information. So we're going to go ahead and type in a credit card number. And a expiration date. For the name on the card, we can put that in there. I'm just going to leave that as it is. Your billing street address, I'm just going to put in a number here, and then the billing zip code. All right, and then what we're going to do is we're going to click on the box that says that you agree to pay, and then we're simply going to hit pay. All right. So we see this as paid. We have our transaction ID, and then we have our authorization code at the bottom. So we could hit so the customer can hit print, so they could have a receipt, and then once this is done, you could actually bring it back into Acumatica through Paya, and then it would actually post to that invoice or post to that sales order, and then you could create the invoice from there. So now let's see. I want to try to go over and go back to the sales order. Can everybody see the sales order screen?
We do not.
No? Okay. let's go back to sales order. There we go. So going back to this particular sales order, I've showed you how to process from a customer perspective. Now, what I'm going to show you is how to process from a merchant perspective. Okay, so we already have this sales order created. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to payments, and we're going to click create payment. And then we simply just simply follow the directions here. The payment amount has already been applied in there from the order. The payment method, this is for Paya. So whatever payment company you have, that's going to be the one that's going to show up. You have the card that you want to do, and you also have your cash account. So at this point, you can either capture or authorize. So capture, meaning that you're going to do a straight sale, meaning that once you capture this, you cannot go back and adjust the amount at any time. Authorize is the other way, to where you can authorize and then you can come back. You can add tax, you could add shipping, you could add freight, you could add additional items if you wanted to. What we're going to do is we're simply going to hit capture. The neat thing about this is when this does it, you have your timer up here at the bottom or at the top right, and it's going to count down for you, and it's actually going to give you a green check mark when everything is processed. Or if something happens to where it's declined or something of that nature, you're going to see a red X, and you could hover over that to see what the error message is, and then you can start to investigate that error from there. Okay, so this is already paid. We see that it's paid down here. We have our payment reference. And we can actually click into this reference number if we wanted to. And it's going to show us the card number. It's going to show us a little bit more information. So now what we want to do is we can actually, from this screen, we can actually do more stuff. So we could actually ship the order. We could invoice the order, really all from this screen. If we click on the actions button here, we have all this information right here that we can do, and then we can move from there as far as what we want to do. On the so this process, the create quick invoice process and the payment process from a merchant perspective is used on the sales order module. It's also used on the invoice module, and it's also used on the payment and applications module. So all those modules, you're able to actually process transactions or create that quick invoice. Now, another thing I do want to talk about is that there are several different platforms that we can utilize. And all those different platforms have different variations of their product, meaning that you have EMV capability, you have authorizing and then adjusting at a higher level. You also have that capability as well. So it's not just VIP just doesn't have one platform that we use. We actually have several different. So what we would do is we would gather all the information that we need through a discovery call, and then we would kind of suggest which one would be best for you, depending on your needs. If you needed EMV, then we would point you towards that one. If you didn't, then we would point you towards another one. And with that EMV, just to give you a little bit more detail into that, is that you can utilize card terminals for your retail, for your retail business. So you could have a card terminal on your at your customer service desk, and through Acumatica you could light up that terminal so your customer can either swipe or dip their chip card, and then that would all flow back into Acumatica. So, like I said, there's several different variations that that VIP has, and we definitely choose the right one for you, and then then we're off to the races as far as processing. A little bit about the setup time as far as like installation. Installation takes about 15 minutes, and that's on the long side. So once we're all implemented, and everything is set up as far as payment types and things of that nature, we can have you up and running and at the most about a half an hour. And that's from start to finish. Then we do a little bit of training to help you navigate Acumatica, show you the virtual terminal, and then we have our ongoing support that would help out with any other questions that you may have. So the setup and installation and training, like I said, takes at best 30 minutes or so. So that's a good thing about Acumatica, is that it doesn't take long to do that. Other than that, I am actually all set with my demo. I hope everybody enjoyed it. If you want a more in-depth demo, please notify Tom Meyer or myself.
Mike, we
when
do
to get you set up, and then go from there.
we do have one question.
Sure.
I was trying to answer them through chat, but when it comes to emailing the quick invoice, is the email only sent when you click create quick invoice, or anytime you click anytime you email the invoice or order or etc.?
So the email is sent when you do the create quick invoice. So if you're asking if it can be resent, it can be resent. It would need to be resent via the in this case the Paya virtual terminal, but you could resend the invoice if you need it. And one of the cool things about this is that that you can actually set up notifications for that. So once you hit the create quick invoice, it's going to send that email, and then in the Paya virtual terminal, you can actually set up notifications to notify the customer. So let's say you want to notify the customer 5 days before the invoice is due. You could do that. And then if you want to notify the customer on the day that the invoice is due, you can do that as well. And then yet again, you have another one that you could send after the invoice was due, kind of like a demand for payment or something of that nature. I mean, not to be that harsh, but you can send a reminder saying, hey, just a reminder your invoice was due on this date. So you have several different ways to actually do that and to set up those notifications through the virtual terminal.
And it reads that due date information from Acumatica, correct?
Correct. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Are there any other questions that I can answer?
I think that's
Okay.
I think that's all we see, unless anybody. Do they have access to voice as well, or only chat?
Just chat.
Okay.
Well, once again,
all questions in Q&A and chat have been addressed so far. I'm keeping an eye on them as well.
and once again, if anybody wants to see like I said, a more in-depth demo, please get in touch with us, and we will make sure that happens.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for everything. You guys also have a booth set up. So if anybody has further questions, they're more than welcome to go and communicate and chat with you guys over there. But thank you, Tom and Michael, for presenting today. And with that, you can either stay on for a few more minutes since you have about 5 minutes left in your time, or you're more than welcome to jump off at this time.
Okay. Thank you very much.